Yeah, Logan, we were probably inside. I can't see it on the box score here, but we were inside 4 minutes, something in that range, when Jermaine Johnson made what could have been the play of the game.
Yeah.
And the way the offenses on either side were having all sorts of trouble sustaining drives or hitting on big plays, there was a thought, okay, there's still 4 minutes left in this game, but this may have been the play of the game. This may have done it. Here's a guy that's we've talked about him all the time, who's just having an ACC Defensive Player of the Year kind of year, and he makes that play, and it could have been a happy ending.
Yeah, no, and most certainly could. That was a phenomenal play by Jermaine. I mean, he's been electric this season, and he showed up at the right time when needed the most, and he took advantage and took advantage of that tackle, moved around, boom, was able to cause the fumble, and ends up being turned around and able to go grab the ball and bring it in for 6. And that's when all hell broke loose on FSU Twitter and everything imaginable, where there was a thought that Florida State really could hold on to this because Florida State's defensive line was just starting to send it on DJ and then the Clemson's quarterback and that offense, and they were starting to kind of get a fix there for, I want to say, Christian McCaffrey, but Will Shipley. That should never be. I don't even want to talk about it. That was rough to watch. But Jermaine Johnson makes a great play and gives Florida State a lead, and you're starting to think, whoa, hold up here. This might actually be happening. I'll jump on the Mark Rogers show this weekend and figure out what we need to talk about with a few beers and start celebrating. But it stings. But Jermaine Johnson, what a play by him. I mean, guys came to play. That's one thing to take away. A positive takeaway is these guys didn't stop competing. They wanted it. It seemed like this Florida State team wanted it more. It's just self-inflicted wounds that really hurt them. That's what killed drives, allowed. I mean, in the last drive for Clemson gave them about over 30 yards. I think 45 in total, if I'm correct, where you just kind of gave it to Clemson there for them to beat you. And, that's what really stinks about it. Florida State, and, it shouldn't really even be 30-20. It should be 24-20. But, Clemson gets that last touchdown. But it shouldn't have been that way. Florida State had so many opportunities. And, this was a close game. At the end, just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, I'm of course watching this game as an innocent bystander football fan, analyst, just watching the game, just enjoying the game. And for the first time in a long time, like we talked about last week on the show, everybody join us Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Like we were talking about live, it had the build-up feel more like a Clemson Florida State game has for a long, long time, at least for a few years. And then watching the game, yeah, it was not pretty. It was not scintillating. These teams are far from their peak, but it's still it had juice to it. It had feel. It had a big game feel to it, and it had a Florida State Clemson vibe to it that I haven't felt for a few years.
Yeah, no, it felt nice to have a close Clemson versus Florida State game. I mean, it felt right. And like you said, both teams aren't to where they want to be, but it just felt really nice for where this is at halftime and you got a close game. And that Florida State the last couple of weeks has been really good at making adjustments heading into the second half and working on the Clemson, or the defense has been able to do that for FSU pretty well with Adam Fuller once he's made a switch. Things have been really working well, in second half adjustments. And still, I mean, I don't think Florida State was prepared well enough for Will Shipley to play as well as he did. He had 25 attempts running the ball, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then, that just can't happen. And, linebacker play has got to be better for Florida State. And, this game was just so close.